All new competition, and with vehicles this close, a guy like Brockman has won major championships everywhere in the country that you find two-wheel drive pulling. So don't think for a second that this is one of the weaker entries starting it off.
No, he just had a bad pull the other night, so let's see what happens. How about it, Chevrolet fans? Let's get with the program. Here we come right now. Chevrolet right here on the line out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Here we go with the Brockmans. Whoa, fellas, we have got a head gasket on the front. We need some fire extinguishers right here, gentlemen. We got a little fire in the front end of this engine up here. Evidently, we may have gotten a head gasket on the machine or either a valve cover gasket, and we got a little oil came out of the top of it here, and we need to get Johnny on the spot here and get it taken there. So let's just be real careful here, guys. So I think everything's all right. Things looks good. Let's give Jim Brockman a nice round of applause. How about it, folks? I don't know where the head gasket let go or valve cover gasket let go on the machine, but we had a little bit of a nasty fire there going there for a couple of minutes, but everything seems to be okay. The Brockmans.
A fiery start to the action. A blazing start, if you will. So Jim Brockman gets it right around the 200-foot mark. We'll check the official distance in just a moment. 198.84 for Jim Brockman. Jim Collins out next. Now again, Brockman is the only one who has the option of turning it down if he so chooses, unless they change the sled, of course. Jim Collins out of Clarence, Missouri, bringing anticipation trackside as Kodiak heads out. Anticipation will be up in the number 2 hook tonight for the two-wheel drives. And the Kodiak In-Laws and Outlaws, if he's okay, will come back again. Warren County FFA, Tennessee, coming for 21 years to the championship polls. 21 students up in row 342. Stand up. Where you at, Warren County FFA?
Here we come now. The Collins' Anticipation 27 Ford Roadster on the starting line right here. The guys out of Missouri, they're ready to hammer it here. Here we come with Anticipation right here. It'll be our number 1 puller, the Anticipation 27 Roadster. Whoa, ouch, that hurt. Well, folks, the blower belt came off the front of the engine and let go real quick. And we have got the blower belt right down here, and we hope that he is okay. Hope he hadn't hurt his back here or anything. Hurt your back a little bit there. You okay? Everything's okay. He's done it before, he said, ladies and gentlemen. He's okay. Let's give him a nice round of applause. How about it, folks? The Collins brothers. So this is what came off the front of the engine, ladies and gentlemen. This is the source of these blowers. If it doesn't keep that blower running, you're in big trouble, ladies and gentlemen. If you lose that power, which pulls that air down in the top of that blower and mixes with that fuel, that's exactly what happens. And when it let go, it just flat stopped the engine.
The distance for Collins will be recorded at 144.84.
Does anybody want a souvenir here for a blower belt? Who wants it? Young man, you raised your hand first. Come down here and get it. We gave one of these away this afternoon. A souvenir of the National Farm Machinery Show Championship Tractor Pull. Joe wanted it, I know, but...
Ohio, and again, Wayne finishing in the 5 spot the other night, back early tonight.
So here we go now with Wayne Roush. The doctor is in on the starting line right here. The little red truck out of Dublin, Ohio. former professor of agriculture at Ohio State University, gave it all up to go truck pulling. Here he is right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Roush.
Right there, look at that. Wayne Roush on the money.
All right, Roush with a great pull, ladies and gentlemen, right in the thick of the program here.
Not knowing where the full pull mark might be drawn, that obviously is a top candidate. 236.39.
So we have Walsh, who actually finished in the fourth pulling position on Thursday night. He rolls in here. He finished fourth on Thursday night. So therefore he pulls fourth here tonight as he comes to the line right now. How about it, Ford people? Let's hear from you right now. How about all you Ford fans? Yes. All right. Ford Motor Company. He told me last night he was going to do that. No doubt about it. Said, I'm going to kick, you know what, tomorrow. I got that feeling.
It's not been the greatest week for the Walsh brothers, who are known to go into a lot of places with their three vehicles and dominate the competition. The Irish T did not do well. The Irish Challenger tractor obviously broke a transmission last night. And indeed, Dan Walsh with a truck, unless it's a real compact. 248.17.
Cap. How about it, Chevrolet people? Let's don't go to sleep now. What do you say, my Chevrolet people? Here comes Brockman. Hey, folks. Who said Chevrolet can't do it too? Huh? What do you say, folks? How about it, Chevrolet people?
I guess they put the fire out.
Yeah, the fire is out.
I think they fixed the problem.
Smoke and thunder right there, folks.
Well, look at the big smiles on the Kodiak team, too. I'll tell you what. Now, unless they draw a full pull at 245, right now, Brockman actually went further than Walsh. So Chevy got an extra couple of feet, 250.80. Obviously, it takes a whole lot of power to get in this game. And he'll take his shot right now. Donnie Sullivan, the young gun.
And right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The third place. So Wayne Roush, you can see, leaving the triumphant up front here. 240.08 for Donnie Sullivan's young gun. Randy Petro, the Buckeye hauler, next out of Camden, Ohio. It doesn't look like that track's losing much. Dan Walsh thought it might go away a little bit, but it's not losing much.
So here we come with our next competitor out of the Buckeye State, the Buckeye Hauler, Camden, Ohio, right here, Randy Petro. Man, I'll tell you what, Ford fans, the Fords and Chevy have come to pull here tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. How about it, Randy Petro? So we stand with 3 trucks, literally, or we don't even know exactly what the full pull is yet, but we've got 2 trucks way over 245, and now we just put this baby in the sand easy enough, so we'll have to decide what the track crew is going to come up with here for us in just a couple of minutes, so we can pass it on, folks.
It's kind of where you hit it at, the angle and where you're at on the track, and almost to an extent the length of your truck. So Petro at 247.99, actually that's only the 3rd best pull in terms of the distance the sled was moved. 247, Walsh at 248, Brockman at 250. And one of the things, again, Butch, when you're talking measuring them out this far, the Kodiak machine is maybe possibly not quite as long as the others, and an advantage because it's how far you can take the sled, obviously. And when you're talking about running out of room, running out of real estate at the end of the track, that becomes a key factor.
The full pull will be 243 feet. 243 will be the full pull. So we have 3 out of here right now. Well, the Wicked Willies comes up a little bit short this time. But a good run for the Theobald family out of Shelbyville. They've been here. It's a good, strong run, I'll tell you. The Theobalds, they pull a lot on the national circuit, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a nice round of applause. Wicked Willie himself, Doug Theobald, ladies and gentlemen. So 243 is the full pull. 243 is the full pull.
Theobald in Wicked Willie. Well, while we're on the Willie side of the coin here, Willie Makett's up next. Ricky Long out of Glasgow, Kentucky. 3 in the pull-off so far. Jim Brockman and the Kodiak Chevy, and a pair of Fords, Walsh's Irish Challenger and Petro's Buckeye Hauler.
Thursday night, this truck ended up in the 2nd pulling position and rolls on in here. We start taking our trucks back already for the pull-off here tonight. So we wait to get the Irish Challenger down because he needs to get ready to come back at us here. So here we go now with Willie Makett. You remember the old story, 20 Feet from the Outhouse by Willie Makett, illustrated by Betty Don't? Well, we don't get, okay, let's go on with the next one here. Oh, having some problems here. So, brother,
So we'll check the distance on Willie Makett. Appears certainly to be short of that full pull mark, but not by that much. A good pull, a good strong pull. Let's give a big hand to Ricky Long in Glasgow, Kentucky's Willie Makett.
2.16. 232.16. DJ Tatum on the starting line. folks. Well, we have a little problem with the truck here. He blew a tire. Actually, the tire came off the rims, what it did, and just kind of deflated itself real fast. He got in a lot of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. He had to get on the binders, and then he thought, well, they didn't help him out at all, so he ended up going right on out of bounds, almost keeping from going out of bounds. He just stopped the engine, let it stop there. When he did, it kind of more or less shook the front end of the truck, and the tire just went down real fast. So anyway, let's give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? Tony T.J. Tatum right here.
3 for T.J. Tatum. So 3 in the pull-off. Jim Brockman, Kodiak In-Laws and Outlaws Chevy C-Cab, Dan Walsh in the Irish Challenger Ford, Randy Petro and the Buckeye Hauler Ford. The last competitor with a chance to make the pull-off, Bardstown's Jimmy Mattingly, who will roll out Jamie's Revenge momentarily.
So Mattingly the other night with some cylinder problems. Let's hope everything's all right tonight as he comes to the starting line. Jimmy Mattingly, Bardstown, Kentucky. Whoa! How about it, Ford people? Let's give him a nice round of applause. What do you say? And looky here, Ford fans, there's 3 Fords and 1 Chevy in the final. How about that, huh? 3 Fords and 1 Chevy. Move. The next class coming up after the pull-off here will be the 72 mod tractors, and they're waiting right in the wings there to bring them right on in here to Freedom Hall.
Nice start for the Irish Challenger Ford. Again, they heavied the sled some. We'll see where that sits, but Dan Walsh looks like he's gotten off to a great start. Ford fans, the engine down, he can hear you. Please give it up for Dan Walsh, the Irish Challenger. 231.29. Keep that number in mind. It's a super pull for Dan Walsh and the Irish Challenger. 231.29, but 3 more big guns are coming after him right now. And it is definitely anybody's game.
The sled goes past that orange cone, not the truck, but the front of the sled. You've got a new leader, so here we come.
This time we got a big fire going up at that front end. Well, Brockman has definitely been the hottest hitter tonight.
Well, actually, I think it's the gasket around the top of the blowers giving all the problems off. So what's happening? The fuel comes out of there, gets on the hot headers and so forth in the intake area there. Let's give him a nice round of applause. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Jim Brockman, folks.
Dan Walsh, the pull-off run. We saw some fluid, some oil coming out there. But how about the run? Was it any problem to you? It looked good.
It was a good, smooth run. I needed another 1,000, 1,500 RPM, but this track is so tough. I got the best of everything here. I got Brockman's blower on it, my lowest gear. God, it's bad.
But what do you think? You think that 231's going to hold up? You still got Mattingly and Petro sitting down there after you.
Well, they're both good, but that Mattingly, you got to watch out for him.
He's been tough tonight. And nonetheless, you happy with the run?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. They're going to have to get all their stuff together to beat me.
All right, good run. Dan Walsh, the Irish Challenger Ford. The one thing about Dan, he's sitting there at number 1. The other guys got to come and beat him. If they can do it, Dan will be the first one to tip his hat to him. But as he has said, Mattingly has been huge all week. 5.85 for Jim Brockman. Randy Petro, the Buckeye Hauler out of Camden, Ohio. The distance to beat, 2:31 and 29. 2:31.29 is what you got to beat.
Competition's tough and keen here tonight. Let's see what happens now. On the line, Randy Petro, Camden, Ohio, with the Buckeye Hauler.
Right there for Randy Petro and the Buckeye Hauler. Walsh still sitting number 1. And now Mattingly sets to take his shot at him. I'll tell you what, though, he's had a great week at a Super Bowl, a couple of them tonight. Let's give a big hand to Camden, Ohio's Randy Petro, the Buckeye Hauler.
Jack Bear down with a flame of glory tonight.
You obviously are still getting, whatever the problem is, you're still able to get good runs out of it.
Yeah, it seems to break loose right down there at the end, and like Paul said, when he come running out there the track, we'll be able to find it this time.
What about the run? Obviously, it was a little less than what you'd hoped for in the pull-off.
Yeah, you know, but the way we had to hurry around and get things ready to go, and I'm pretty well satisfied that the Kendall Kodiak Chevrolet C-Cab will come out pretty well here tonight.
And you get to celebrate here for a second, then you got to run right back and get that modified ready. It's been good all week.
Yeah, that's been a pretty tough class, and as you can see, this class here is no real shaggy class to be messing around with.
All right, Jim, good luck.
Thank you.
Jim Brockman, we'll see him back in the modified tractors in a moment. He's got a pull that right now, as we check the distance on the Buckeye Hauler, of 2:06 and 59, has Brockman sitting in second place. Petro at 2:06.59. Well, it's come down to this. Bardstown, Kentucky's Jimmy Mattingly, Jamie's Revenge, has been superb all week. Does he have enough to go past that orange cone where Dan Walsh set the standard a few moments ago at 2:31.29? Again, Mattingly has had a great week, and he's looked superb. You'll remember a moment ago he looked like he was going to knock the sand pile all the way into the front lobby. So does he have enough to go past the 2:31.29 of Dan Walsh in the Irish Challenger? What do you think, Freedom Hall? You think he's going to do it right now, do you? Well, how many of you say no way the Irish Challenger is going to hold on and win it? About even, right? Let's find out right now. Jamie's Revenge. Jimmy Mattingly out of Bardstown, but let her rip. Right there. Man, that is on the money. We're just going to have to wait till they call this one out. Again, the number from Dan Walsh is 2:31.29. Mattingly will have his measurement in just a moment. I mean, it's that close. It's inches. Butch Krieger, some of the other guys eyeballing it. I don't know. He's going to either finish first or second, ladies and gentlemen, but he just had a great pull and a great week. Will you please give a big hand to Bardstown's Jimmy Mattingly and Jamie's Revenge? The distance. Again, the distance he had to beat was 2:31.49. The distance for Jimmy Mattingly, 2:29.43. And your winner is Dan Walsh and the Irish Challenger Ford. Second place to Jimmy Mattingly and Jamie's Revenge. Jim Brockman will go third. 2:31.29 is the distance that got it done. And Mattingly at 2:29.43. Wow, great competition as we've come to know and expect right here at the National Farm Machinery Show Championship Tractor Pull. And the top three will be joining Butch momentarily.
Well, you want to tell everybody what you told me a while ago? If you win tonight, what you're going to say? What'd you say down there? You want to say that what you told me a while ago?
Can I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Winning this is better than sex.
I'll tell you what, Walsh, you've been a case all week, I'll tell you, and it's really nice to have you here. How long has it been since you've been in the Winter Circle here?
It's been 3 years. Before that, I won 2 years in a row, and ever since, I've been kind of falling behind.
You know, last night we were sitting over there in the Northwest room, and you said, you know what, and I'm not going to tell you what everybody you call me, but that's beside the point. You said, listen, you watch tomorrow night, I'm going to kick everybody's you know what, and you sure did.
Yeah, we worked on it. We've been having a lot of problems this weekend. We did a lot of work to the motor today. You know, we just wanted it so bad we had to figure out a way to win this thing.
And you've done it. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a nice round of applause. A gracious winner here. Dan Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. And our trophy presenters this time, representing the Zenica Ag Group, is Terry Garman. Also joining them, our Kentucky State Fair Board representative, Mary Kate Gatton, and Commissioner of Agriculture for the state of Kentucky, Mr. Ed Logsdon. Jimmy Mattingly, nice run. Here we go, second again, but man, oh man, I'll tell you, you're going to make it one of these days.
Is there such a thing as a third bridesmaid?
Third bridesmaid, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Last night we were second bridesmaid, tonight we're third bridesmaid.
Well, now, the first time you ever pulled the old coat here, you were what? Was bridesmaid that time?
Yeah, we got second place that time too.
Man, this place maybe just don't like you, but I'll tell you what, you did really well.
Oh, these guys are super tough, and I've got to hand it to Dan for winning, and he just done a better job than I did.
Well, you might have been just a little bit hot too, somebody said.
The motor was extremely hot. I needed to change the fuel system a little bit to cool it, but I couldn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this man from Kentucky a nice round of applause, and he's got something else he wants to say too.
I want to apologize for last night. I need to thank Xenerac, the people at the Farm Machinery Show, and all my sponsors, Conway Heaton, my own shop at home. Thanks a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a nice round of applause. How about it? Jimmy Mattingly from Bardstown, Kentucky. And our trophy presenters once again, Terry Garman representing Zenica Ag Products. We have the Mary Kate Gatton representing the Kentucky State Fair Board, and Commissioner of Agriculture of the state of Kentucky, Ed Logsdon, and Jim Brockman. It's been a fiery but an exciting night, buddy boy.
We've kind of had our hands full. It's been pretty busy tonight.
We know you need to get to your tractor, so we don't want to hold you up. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, we really appreciate the Zenica company supporting the entire event here. I know that they help out in the Farm Machinery Show as well as the tractor pull, and it's real nice to have a good, solid company and to be involved with. And other than those people, I'd like to thank the Kodiak people and, of course, the Kendall Motor Oil.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a nice round of applause. How about it? Jim Brockman from New Haven, Indiana. What do you say? Let's give it to him. What do you do? Come on, Chevrolet people, he's your man. What do you say?